Hi, folks. It's Phil here with your weather forecast on this Friday, Groundhog Day. How's everybody doing today? Oh, yeah, we're just having some fun here with Groundhog Day. Happy Groundhog Day, everyone. Probably didn't expect to see that on the stream. It's funny. You can see Peyton not trying to crack up. Zach was laughing in the background. So, yeah, there's our little bobblehead, Punxsutawney Phil. Hope everybody's doing well. Well, we have an early spring. What do you guys think? Think it's going to happen?
Nope.
Yeah. For a few days.
It was a little tease, though.
Yeah.
We got some severe weather.
Zoom out a little bit.
Temperatures.
What a beautiful day it was.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a real quick update. Neeb's like, wondering what's going on there. Fill with your weather forecast. So Groundhog Day. Got to see the movie. You still haven't seen it, have you?
Well, I've seen it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah,
Okay.
just not
All
recently.
Right. Just not recently. I know
Yeah.
it's been a little while. Hey, we're watching a couple of storms that are in the Texas area.
Yeah, the Brazos County area.
So this is Peyton's stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Very close to College Station.
Yeah, there's College Station, home of the Fighting Texas Aggies. But this is the kind of whole coverage area, kind of towards Georgetown, Austin. But yeah.
Could be a few tornado
country.
warnings brewing to the south. What is that? Schulenburg?
Yeah.
Schulenburg.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah,
Got that right.
Hallettsville. Look at the winds in Hallettsville.
Yeah, some pretty strong winds, that's for sure.
76 miles an hour.
Wanted to give you a quick Facebook Live to let you know that rain is coming, and we're definitely going to be seeing that widespread rain for tomorrow. So I think you're going to see exactly why it's going to be a little colder as we get into the end of our work week. Let's first of all start off with
you're in Dallas.
Groundhog Day. Phil, sorry to burst your bubble here, but he actually had 21 times that he predicted no shadow, with today being the 21st. So, 21st, and that was my forecast there. So let's take a look at what those temperatures were today. And I'm going to say this, that yes, early spring for the next few days, but I think that's going to change in a major way, and I'm going to show you why. Did you enjoy the 70s? It was absolutely amazing today, but here's what we've got, Zach and Peyton.
Yeah. 110-degree difference.
That's some cold weather right there.
Kettles and Fairbanks.
Yeah, man. So 46 below, 45 below in Fairbanks. Now, why are we looking at Alaska? Well, when we're really cold, then Alaska is not so cold. And when Alaska is really cold, then we're not so cold. That's just the way the weather works. I'm going to show you this as we put this over in time, that you're going to see this cold air start basically shifting to the east. So what that does is that's the breakdown of the ridge of high pressure. And that breakdown of the ridge of high pressure is going to lead to colder air trying to spill southward. Notice the time. It stays up there throughout next week, but then we start to see that cold air surging south, and that could be a little bit of an Arctic plunge that makes its way in. Now, still a ways out. This could hold off a little more, but I think around Valentine's Day and a little bit later, we're going to see some colder weather. If we continue with the active weather pattern in the jet stream, then we'll see more winter weather. Personally, I don't want to see that, but I think that's a possibility. So we'll see what happens. Let's talk about the rain coming in tomorrow, and it already is going to be starting basically by tomorrow early morning. In fact, I wonder if those storms are going to make their way east. There's a severe thunderstorm warning that they issued.
Yeah, it's south of Dallas and DeSoto.
And is that a tornado possible? I don't think so. It doesn't look like
I doubt it.
Oh boy, groundhogs. I'm done with the cold, Jenna says. I know, I am as well. It was so nice today. Did you guys enjoy the day?
Oh, yeah.
Get out? What did you do? Besides hit the gym.
I just walked to the car and felt the nice warm air.
That's it?
I didn't really do much outside.
Well, you were up till 4 a.m. working out shoulders?
I was up pretty late last night.
4 a.m, yeah.
Yeah, hey, but it was pretty warm last night too.
It was, and it's really mild right now.
Yeah, because
temperatures
for this time of year, the low should be in the mid-20s, and tonight it's going to be down
amazing
40s.
Yeah.
So let's show you those temperatures right now. 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Now we're 60 now, but once we get into the mid 50s and lower 50s, we're going to drop back down slowly overnight tonight because of the cooler weather and the rain that's coming our way. In fact, look at the surface map from earlier. Just a mess of things. You got an occluded front. you can see the way those storms are moving in. So let's look at the high resolution model data here. Oh, that risk is gone. That's the new day one. And then there's the tornadoes. I don't know if you got to see the tornadoes in Texas on streams and stuff like that. They were pretty awesome. Jenna says looking forward to warmer weather for a few days. So it'll be nice in Phoenix. There's those two tornadoes, very photogenic, high base tornadoes. Reminded me a lot of Mulvane, Kansas. If you ever look up Mulvane, Kansas, there was a F4 that happened. This is back in the day, and it was a really impressive storm. So this is the day 2 convective outlook. Notice how there's no severe weather, but thunderstorms a distinct possibility. So timing this out, Zach and Peyton, we've got some rain coming our way. Oh boy, that's a lot of widespread rain. Now, thankfully, the polar plunge isn't this weekend. It's next weekend, February 10th. But I can tell you that it looks pretty mild February 10th.
Yeah,
I don't think there's going to be much of a polar plunge.
Polar plunge, yeah.
Yeah. So I called for that early spring. Here's a look at the rest of our future tracks. I mean, just see the rain kind of on and off. Now, I think there's going to be, and Peyton even mentioned this, that make sure you include thunderstorms Saturday evening in eastern Oklahoma. Those will start making their way in. That's that last bit of energy. Then, once we start getting what's called the wraparound, where the precipitation is north of the low, it's going to be shifting from east to west, and then it'll kind of break up throughout the day. But this still has mist and drizzle potential throughout Sunday night. And then finally by Monday early morning, that system will be moving out. So there's a look at the Saturday Frost Fest forecast. Anybody of you going to Frost Fest? So that's going to be definitely some rain coming your way. Let's give you the timing on this, and this will hold true for the Northwest Arkansas area. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to see widespread rain. How much? I mean, not anything super special, but ½ inch to an inch. And then we got 1 to 2 inches that's going to be happening in the river valley. 2 inches might be on the high end, but
yeah,
I think 1.5 inches, possibly some isolated spots picking up to 2. Let me take this off the screen. You want to know about timing? What time here and grab it? Really, honestly, it's going to start picking up probably around, what do you think, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning?
I think 5.
5 in the morning?
Yeah, just because the models are a little bit slow and not as aggressive as the storm system
As they
seems to
should be.
looking
Yeah,
at.
it's pretty healthy. I mean, you look at the line of storms that are off to our west, and you're going to notice that it's pretty healthy line there. Let's bring up a different radar. Let's bring up the one in Twin Lakes. Let's see if that line extends northward into South Oklahoma. Obviously, it's not severe.
Yeah, it does.
But there it is. Yeah. So let's bring up one panel. Let's put on some lightning and see if we've got that. A lot of lightning north of that, but yeah, a little bit of lightning here and there. So
But it's a pretty healthy system. That
yeah,
models
a few little rumbles of thunder.
not picking up on.
Now, Lindsay, it's okay to be the odd one, but I'm ready for winter to. I'm not ready for winter to be over. She says, I didn't get enough. It's my favorite. You know, honestly, it was neat while it happened. Forecasting is just such a pain, though. It really is.
Yeah, but then again, we're gonna say the same thing. The spring, severe weather.
It's always a pain. Just basically forecasting is a pain.
Forecasting is really tough.
Yeah, I don't mind the snow, but I don't want the ice.
That ice was
Yeah,
no
the
fun.
ice.
And we had that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Now we got lucky though, because it didn't obviously accumulate throughout the day, and there really weren't many power outages, if any, to be honest with you. So
It was a little bit too warm.
yeah, it got really warm, and we were questioning if the models were right about that, and they were. They warmed it up fast. So let's show you our 7-day forecast. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Lows are going to be in the low 50s, so not much of a temperature drop. We're at 60 right now. Then we go into the lower 50s on Sunday. Pretty much widespread rain chances. Now, the thunderstorm activity will come to an end on Sunday. It's going to be mainly just the shower activity, some light rain. Clears out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The next system moving in, I think we'll be bumping up those 20%. But the reason we didn't as of yet, there's just a lot of uncertainty on the time.
I was so close.
Yeah.
I really thought about it because we're going to have some extreme southwest flow and get a lot of moisture. But
And I actually want to show that here on the jet stream. So I got it loaded.
Because some
At least
intense
I think I do.
southwest flow.
And also, you can see the way that cross-polar flow is occurring towards the end of the extended here. So if we look at this real fast, let's look at the European model, and then we'll look at the GFS, and we'll see if there's any similarities. Look at all that jet stream energy that's off to the west. So that's making its way east. That's the system that moves in. And by the way, there were tornadoes today, as we mentioned, and right at the nose of that jet is where those tornadoes were. And it's a negative tilt, too.
Pretty negative.
Big time negative tilt. So that tells you right there a pretty impressive system. That supercell was awesome.
Yeah.
Really was. Now there's that southwesterly flow, which probably will be bumping up the rain chances. Whoa, that's a strong jet.
That's what I was
man.
saying. Yeah.
So we're
That's why I'm glad
probably
you're showing that. Look at that.
we're going over 20% probably tomorrow.
Oh,
I
yeah.
bet. Yeah, looking at that. Wow. That's over 200 miles an hour for the jet.
Yeah.
Now look at what happens farther north. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this into motion. And I'm going to, I can't put because it's not in my show. Yeah. Good point. I was going to put some pause points on there and move this around a little bit. So let me just do this. Let's zoom out a little bit and let's see what's happening up north. So we don't have a scene on this camera. So now we're going to zoom way out so you can see a little bit of a wider view. So there's the jet stream. See that cold air that's bottled up in Alaska? Well, what happens over time is the ridging that happens off the west coast of the United States. What that allows is the cross-polar flow, and that looks pretty cold, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some colder air that starts pouring in right there. So this is just basically like a funnel down effect that's going to take that cold air and make its way in. Severe weather from this pattern, it's all about the instability if it returns. It's not out of the realm of possibility, Jacob. Let's look at the instability here because I actually didn't look at this for the Cape, but I don't think there is
No, there's
much
not.
Cape that's going to show up.
It stays off to the south and west.
So
like
let's
southeast Oklahoma might see more instability.
zoom out a little bit on this. Let's see what we got. So there's the instability today. And remember, instability is basically the fuel for thunderstorms. That's why we call it thunderstorm fuel. All right. And this will just take a little bit to load. Let's see what happens next week. It's not done loading. I know that. Yeah, there you go.
Someone said earthquake.
Earthquake? Is that why Phil is going?
No, they might be on something.
Earthquake!
No, I don't
Did you
know.
feel something?
I heard the last time I heard one was like 2019, and it just felt like a big vibration.
Just now?
Yeah. About the time that
Well,
comment popped up.
Okay, hold on just a second. Hold on.
But I mean, it could have been Dixon Street. The cars driving by, people blasting.
We'll
music.
know because in just a few seconds, if we look at the Hobbs State Park heli quarter, so far it doesn't show up with anything, but this was just a few minutes ago. So 5:15, this is 5:19. We'll wait and see if anything else pops up. Anybody else feel that as well? Ooh.
See, I knew I just felt the vibration.
You felt it?
And I kind of heard it. It just
So
sounded like a loudspeaker, like loud bass.
when was the first
Here
comment?
we
then?
go. This was the first one.
Yeah, it was
No,
about that.
There was some more. There's a lot up there.
Whoa. All
No,
right.
that was the first one from Matt.
11:25, and you felt it too.
Yeah, I was just like,
Oh, we got to update this. No more ice storm warning.
Okay. Yeah.
But here's what we're
goodbye.
going to do. Yeah, we're going to do this, though. We're going to do this.
but
We're
I
gonna
was
put
like, I
earthquake.
just heard it. I just kind of felt it. I didn't think anything of it because the cars driving by on Dixon on Friday night, people
Yeah.
blasting music, but it just was.
Holy
So,
cow.
it's just
Bella
wild.
Vista earthquake. People felt it.
I didn't even feel it. Wait,
Well, here we are on Facebook Live and watch all the people popping up
Yeah.
here. Okay, so check this out. We're going to look at the Hobbs State Park heli quarter. We don't know exactly where this is, but once this loads and once this updates, we're going to see potentially. Oh, my
Oh.
goodness.
Whoa.
Yes. Okay, stand by. I'm bringing this up. We definitely had did you feel it?
no.
I
I
just kind
didn't
of like
feel it either.
you didn't hear you didn't hear it. You can kind of hear just everything kind
I
of.
did hear that, but I thought that was like a motorcycle on Dixon.
See,
Dro-
that's
But
what
I did
Rudder
feel it.
tweeted it.
I did feel it. All right, so check this
Yeah.
out. I'm going to bring this up. Where did that go? There it is. Okay. This is the Hobbs State Park helicorder, and that is a major activity.
Yeah, down there at the bottom, that big red
Holy
spike.
cow. So what you're looking at is this happened at 11:25 in a few seconds. Here's how you read this. See, this is 23, this is 11. Then you go to 11:15. Then you got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So 11:25 and 12 seconds. That's the Hobbs State Park helicorder. Now we can also, what we're going to do is we're going to look at another thing here, which is called the strong motion. Stand by. Get that up.
Put that in my notes.
Let's look at the strong motion. And whoa, that was a beefy earthquake, everyone. I think we're over a 4.5 easily. If that's the strong motion and that's showing up, I think we're having a pretty strong earthquake here.
Any aftershocks?
Not going to be aftershocks with that. Maybe some smaller
I think
ones.
you like a 6 or 7,
Yeah.
like aftershocks.
Wow.
You said 11:25 and 17 seconds, or 12 seconds.
Yeah, 11:25 and 12 seconds. People definitely felt an earthquake. Holy smokes, whole house shook. This reminds me of the 2011 earthquake. So we have a big one. I bet you it was over a 4 or 5, might even been over a 5. It's pretty good size. Now, here's the deal. The Arkansas Geological Survey are going to take a little bit for that to come up. Yeah, Sydney Austin said felt an earthquake. A lot of people felt an earthquake. Yes, earthquake felt in Rogers. You did, in fact, have an earthquake. And I think it might have been over a 5, honestly. Looking at this, look at this strong motion. We're going to bring this back up again. So strong motion at the Hobbs State Park helicorder right here is reported. Phil, it's all your fault.
Yeah, bring down the house.
Yeah, it's all Phil's fault. He's rocking the house here. And that's why he was shaking too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Felton Prairie Creek, Felton Neosho. Dan, are we dying? No.
Nope.
Not yet. Eventually. But there's a look at that. I'm going to bring this up full. So this is the Hobbs State Park helicorder. And this is the strong motion. Okay. Why does it keep showing that? Get that off of there. There. That's okay. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. This is what's showing up on StreamYard.
Yeah.
So strong motion is showing, yeah. Man, rattled the windows here.
Yeah, that's the strong
Holy
motion.
smokes.
Whoa,
That is extremely
instantaneous?
strong. Yeah, that strong motion is showing it's not as sensitive to the tremors. So
Right.
when it shows up that much, you got some serious stuff that's going on with a very strong earthquake. I mean, it's not going to be strong categorized as that.
But if we see the impact wave, it's going to be a lot stronger than that.
But here's what we've got. So I'm going to scroll down. I got to zoom out a little bit so you guys can see this whole thing. So this is, you see how that has all those wavy lines on there? I was just talking about teaching earthquakes too, Zach. That's crazy. For the University of Arkansas for like a continuing education. We don't know where the epicenter is yet. We will get that. All right. So 5.1 National Weather Service Norman. Let's take a look at the USGS and see what we've got. It's going to be peer reviewed. It's going to be preliminary. Okay. It's going to be preliminary that. So let's go to earthquakes.usgs. Let's go to interactive map. No. Let's go to the most recent one. That's old.
That's not good either.
Still not there. Hasn't been peer reviewed yet, but I wouldn't doubt if it's over a 5. This reminds me a lot of the earthquake that happened on September of 2011. By the way, there was earthquakes in 2011 too. It was like basic, or it was 2014, excuse me, that earthquake happened. 2014.
Last one I felt was right here in Fayetteville, 2019.
So, Matthew, I don't know where they're getting that. They probably have some information that comes out. They don't have anything on latest earthquakes yet.
Anything in Slack?
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, look it up in Slack and let's see. So it had to be generated in Oklahoma. Here's what I'm going to do on StreamYard. I'm going to remove this and I'm just going to add. You see anything? We're just going to add this whole window so I can bring up different stuff. And I didn't even get the notification yet
From
the USGS.
oh,
So nothing's happened yet. But here's what we can do. We're going to look up some different motions. I hate how it does that. Quit doing that. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to look up. I'll bring this up, and then I'm going to attach this so we can look up some different helicopters. All right. So we're going to go back here. That was Hobbs State Park. Let's look up Lake Charles. Oh, my goodness. That was quite an earthquake. Whoa.
Nothing new. Just
Big quake.
felt in Owasso.
Felt in downtown Fayetteville.
That's what I just said.
A lot of people felt it all over. We don't have the did you feel it yet. We don't have this. This is not peer reviewed yet.
Yeah, it's
by
going to
the
take a minute.
USGS. But here's what we're looking at. So this is the helicopter from Hobbs State Park in Benton County. And I do believe it's over a 5. This definitely looks like over a 5 to me, which, by the way, would put it in like the top 10 strongest earthquakes in Oklahoma history. There you see the shaking right there. You know what? I wonder if my camera picks up the shaking or some of our WeatherBug cameras. Well,
I'll ask my cat when I get home.
yeah, your cat would know.
Might feel it.
But see how those lines are real wavy?
Yeah.
But then you have this strong one. Now, this is the strong motion. See how it's a lot less sensitive? But yet that still shows the seismograph going nuts.
Probably.
Here's Lake Charles. Now let's do
5.2.
another one here. Let's look at another one. Let's look at White Oak, the strong motion from White Oak. So that's White Oak Lake. That's also very strong. No, 5.1, right? Is that what they said? 5.1 or 5.2?
No, they haven't said anything in here.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be office chatter right now, but nothing in the Slack.
So if you're just tuning in, yes, we did have an earthquake. It's no doubt. We don't have the official rating of the earthquake. As soon as that comes out, we'll let you know, because it usually takes about 15, 20 minutes to be peer reviewed. I do think how it's interesting how earthquakes happen. Basically, it was, by the way, the time of the earthquake. We've got it. It was exactly at Hobbs State Park when that hit the helicorder. It was a little after 11:25 in the evening. So we're looking at 11:25 UTC. It would be 5:25 UTC and some change. Now, well, here's what we can tell. If we look at some other seismographs that are closer to the earthquake, we would be able to tell if this came from the east or from the west. So if we look at Yellowville, definitely came from Oklahoma. So we know this wasn't from the New Madrid seismic zone. This came from Oklahoma because you can see how it was delayed. See how the time was later?
Oh, yeah.
So if it's later in time with the seismic wave, that is a very strong earthquake. That's
Probably
stout.
5.3.
I didn't feel it though.
What?
I
Yeah.
felt nothing.
I heard it though. I heard a boom.
You
I
like
could
heard
hear
the
that.
rumbling.
I could hear that boom, and it sounded a lot like it reminded me of distant thunder. Felton Van Buren. Phil is really rocking our world here on Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like see anything shake, because the building's kind of meant to do that, kind of waddle a little bit.
The cracks in the floor.
Yeah, right. That's just from. them
No, I
making the
know.
floor.
Like on that, like that's what they're for. It's for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same. It's just kind of a long, persistent, like thunder rumbling sound.
So the largest 2016, a 5.6. That was the 2011 earthquake in November. I remember that one. We're going to look at the Oklahoma Historical Society.
This might be up there if we could feel it from Oklahoma.
Oh, it is. It definitely is. USGS list of earthquakes. Here we go. Good old Wikipedia. I want to look at the strongest.
1100 years ago. That's what Wikipedia said.
I'm just looking at the
Whoa.
strongest. So there's the 5.8 in 2016. That
Oh.
was. What are you doing?
I think you
Paywall.
have to pay for it.
Yeah, forget that.
Mm.
All right, we'll have to look this up.
We can look it up in Max, right?
Yeah, look it up. Yeah. We can.
There's an
I can do it.
earthquake thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Didn't we have one not too long ago? Remember that was a big thing?
Data set.
Yeah.
Was it in the
There, stand by. We do have a data set, but it's not going to show up
Yeah, it's
still.
not gonna show up until
It was felt in Tulsa. Clearly, it's going to be felt
Yeah.
in Tulsa, Jacob. If it was felt here, I mean, we're looking at a very major shaking. I'm not saying this is a major quake. That's way up there on the
but in
scale.
terms of
on the
Oklahoma State,
Mercalli.
it's pretty far up there.
So they're
Yeah,
saying
where-
5.1 in Seminole.
Yeah, where's that coming from?
I believe it, but I don't know where that is. We're looking at all this stuff here. Let's see. We're looking at USGS, the official website. Not seeing it.
Yeah, I'm
Not seeing any reports.
official.
There's nothing official. Yeah. Yes, we did have an earthquake.
Look right here.
Are you there?
Is that it?
Oh, there it is. We got it. It just came up. There it is. 5.1. So
All right.
it's we do have it. There it is. Now that's preliminary 5.1. That could go up and down.
Yeah.
But there it is. 5.1 is pretty strong.
Oh, we have it
So
on Max.
yep, we got it on Max as well. It's gonna be Shawnee. It's gonna be up to the north.
Sure.
No, that's not 5.1. Current. Custom now. It's not on there yet. That's definitely not it though. Here. No, I don't want to see
See the
that.
palette.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
All right, stand by. So there it is. Let's go to that website. Let's go to here, 5.1. Knew it was over a 5. See, did you feel it? Nobody's even reporting about it yet because it's brand new. This just hit it. And there it is, 524.28. Now remember, it took about 30 seconds for that wave to get here,
Yep.
the seismic wave. So 524.28 UTC, which is approximately 1124.28 seconds, 5.16 kilometers northwest of Prague. The depth, 6 kilometers. That's not super deep. That's pretty low in depth. So meaning that's a shallow earthquake. Probably due to hydraulic wastewater, potential, fracking. That's
I don't know anything
definitely
about that.
definitely a possibility. When they inject that wastewater, it can kind of disturb the rock bed.
Yeah, it's true.
But that's what we're looking at. Cool. Well, who would have thought that we had an earthquake
On
here
the
as we're
stream.
doing a Facebook Live? Okay, the shake map's starting to come up now. So people are starting to contribute to the shake map. It's going to take a little while for it to come up.
How do we contribute?
So that's a great question. What you do is you go into here and you go, did you feel it? Tell us about your
Is
experience.
there a QR code?
Probably not, but there is
Nah.
a link.
Just fill it in.
All right, let's fill it in because you felt it. I did not. Here's the link to post all your comments right there.
Let them know. Oh, did it from all of us.
I know it's going
Oh,
to.
yeah.
That's all. I can't
That's
do
fine,
anything
yeah.
about that. All right, let me go over here real quick. Earthquake is, I know it's here.
I couldn't find it.
You couldn't?
Of course, the closer you were, the more intense
it?
you probably
No,
felt
it's
it,
hell.
just because you have a larger wave come across you, so to speak.
Do I not have it in here?
But it probably could have gone pretty far in terms of hearing stuff rattle.
Is it a separate data set?
Yeah, hold on. 5.1. That's up there.
Yeah.
I know it's top 10 easily because the strongest one was a 5.8.
So, did you feel it? Yeah.
Try EQ. Yeah, you go ahead and type that in.
Use our address.
Who would have thought we'd have an earthquake?
What was your
That's
situation?
strong too. That was pretty strong.
Inside a building?
There it is. Here we go. Now we got it.
All right. If you're in a building, how tall was it?
So what you do is you go here, earthquake, and then you can click on that and do that. 4 miles deep.
I was not sleeping. No others felt it. Maybe I'm crazy. No, you didn't feel it?
Now some felt it. Most felt it. That's what everybody's seeing.
Yeah.
Mild,
Weak.
weak.
For us.
Okay, all
You
right.
know, because they got to make a shake map.
Yeah.
How did I react?
Terrifying.
Very little reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you respond?
No,
Told people on the
didn't-
Facebook
you
Live.
didn't even react at all.
Took no action.
Because they took.
I didn't
they
react.
took a comment.
Because
for-
I thought it was crazy. I was like, there's no way.
Huh?
How'd you respond?
Took no action.
Took no action.
No.
No. What was this, California?
No.
No.
Heard noises.
Yeah, I heard
slight
noises.
noise, slight noise. Yep.
No. Nothing in here rattled, but I mean, you hear stuff.
Phil's head rattled.
Phil's
tell you
head
that.
rattled. Yeah.
Tell you that.
Oh, did it? I wasn't even watching.
Nah.
Oh, what?
That would be a good indication,
Yeah.
actually.
Alright, so
Would
put
have
no
been
or
a-
what?
I don't know. I mean,
Did you see that?
I didn't see anything
I
rattled.
didn't even notice.
Picture on the walls? Nah. It's a pretty
If you're
in-depth.
just tuning in, what we're doing is we're literally filling out the "Did you tell us?" Tell us.
Yeah, did you feel it?
Yeah, did you feel it? It's called and this kind of gives them an indication of the Mercalli scale, which is the amount of shaking. So the modified Mercalli scale,
Any damage to the building? I don't know. Doubt it.
and that's good.
Ooh.
Nah, don't do that. Just put.
Oh, yeah,
submit.
optional.
There you go.
Nice.
So you got a 2 for shaking.
What?
Yep,
A
that's your
what?
that's your
Oh.
modified Mercalli index. Was that type of shaking? Oh, this is cool. Check this out. So animals will know before an earthquake, and the reason for that is this is wild, but my dog went nuts before it shook here. Now,
See, I got to go ask NATO if he
the
felt it.
reason
Yeah.
the reason this happens,
Calm.
and by the way, we're gonna quote prelim 5.1 earthquake. We're going to do Oklahoma earthquake felt in Arkansas. So the reason that dogs and cats and animals can feel it before us is because they feel what's called the P wave. It's the primary wave. The secondary wave is the rolling wave. So there's
Yeah.
a compression wave. The compression wave is a lot faster than the secondary wave.
Yeah, and you can also, that's where I learned about earthquakes a lot, was the USGS website. When you go back and look at the rating, probably a couple of days after it's like peer reviewed, they'll have both the instantaneous wave, like that initial impact magnitude, and the residual wave as well.
All right. So I'm looking up some recent earthquakes here. So there it is right there. There's the look at all the aftershocks too. So we're going to bring this up. These are some of the events. This is probably how people got it a little bit sooner. Here is a look at, so let's add this back to the stage. This is the OU, Oklahoma
Oh,
University.
But those are all old. Look at the bottom right.
Are you sure that's the one? It looks a little bit further east
Is this not
of
it?
Oklahoma City,
What
I
is
think
this?
it's over by that lake.
Is this old?
north of Prague.
Yeah. Let's see here. That might be all old.
That one looks
Seismic monitoring
old.
program.
Old site.
Recent earthquakes. Yeah,
Did they have this site when you were in school?
probably. Let's get off of that. This is not old though. You can definitely tell. Now, what's weird is you don't see the P wave and you don't see the secondary wave. It just hit right away. So very little, but the animals are very, very sensitive to that. So if you're just joining, here's where that earthquake was, the epicenter. And the epicenter is basically where it's located at the surface of the earth. The focus is where it's the center of the earthquake beneath the ground.
Beneath the ground, yeah.
Yep. So there's the center and there's the focus. That's northwest of Prague. And that was 6 kilometers deep. So let's go back to this. This is the latest earthquake map. Now there's more did you feel it shakings. All right, so we'll go to contouring. The more people that put this out, the more this map is
Oh.
going to continue to get
My
updated.
girlfriend said you can see it on radar because it briefly shakes the radome and it bends the beam.
What? That was big time.
She sent me
then.
like a
Okay.
radar scope.
Show. Yeah.
Let's see.
All right. Let's get the dog comment off of there.
Oh, maybe. Like all that.
Okay. Go back. Has to be right at the right time. Do you think it shakes that much?
I don't know. 27.
Well, that's 27.
Yeah, but it
Keep
could have been the
going.
after effects.
Keep going because it would have been 19.
Oh, 18.
Possible. It's not out of the question possibility. That's interesting. That's a great.
But look, I mean,
Yeah,
that's weird.
it shows up and then it disappears. I believe that.
And you can see kind of like waves, maybe.
The dog was shaken before the quake. So, like I've said before, there's a thing called the primary wave. There's a thing called the secondary wave. So the primary wave is a compression wave. I'm going to show you an illustration of this. I'm going to bring this up. And you'll be able to see what I mean. We can't really feel that compression wave as well, but animals can. They're very sensitive. They have a lot better sensitivity to
Their
things. They
ears,
can
too.
hear better. They can also, sense different things. I'm going to bring up a video here. Trying to look. Here we go. Here's one right here. All right. Great example of P waves and secondary waves. So the primary wave is a compression wave. Watch what happens here. That's what animals feel. We don't. Now that goes a lot faster than a secondary wave. So let's see if it does the Rayleigh wave. That's what causes the shaking and the rolling, and that's where you get a lot of the damage. And that's where if it's a little bit more solid, then you got long waves as well. So it's the P wave that's first, the secondary wave, the Rayleigh wave, all those things are different. And then the S wave. So the P wave and the S wave, that's what really creates the damage right there, is that shaking. I didn't feel it. So
Get
anyways,
some part dog or something.
I guess you're part dog. I did hear something though, and I was like, so wondering what that was. So that's what that is. The primary wave and the secondary wave, long wave. Yep.
The
exactly.
love wave.
The love wave. Yeah, people don't love it at all.
No.
Our dog is from California, so she doesn't register anything from a 6.0.
Oh, that's good.
5.1. It's pretty stout.
So if your dog does feel it,
you
that's
know,
probably a problem.
a lot of people
Yeah.
talk about earthquakes when it's like a 3.4, 3.7. You see a lot of posts on social media. 5.1. We got to get some stats here. Go ahead and bring that up. We can pop up. I want to see the top 10 earthquakes in Oklahoma history, because I know the 5.8 in November of
Oh.
2016 was the
They're doing
best.
with it too.
Top 10 strongest earthquakes. I really honestly don't know. All right, here we go. It's going to be tied for, there it is, 5.1. This is preliminary 5.1. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're top 5. Tied for top 5. Tied for 5th strongest.
Yeah, and the one that's
Was
in
that it right there?
What?
second and third
Go back to it.
place.
I thought it was already on there. Prague.
27 minutes ago. Yeah, there it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
6-kilometer depth.
And then look at the top two. Look where the second and third place. Look where they occur.
Yeah. They're all right there. So there's the top ones.
So is there a fault line there?
It's not fault lines. They are there are like rifts in the bedrock, but really honestly, and I'm not a seismologist and I'm not an earthquake scientist, but I do know that fracking goes on there. It's called hydraulic fracking. What they do is they're trying to get that natural gas, obviously, and then what they're doing is after that they have to inject wastewater. Now there have been things that have been done to kind of curtail that, but Yeah, basically interesting though. But there you go. The 5th strongest earthquake. We should tweet that out.
Well, 12 years ago, another one in Prague.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty common place.
Oh, 5.6 in
Yeah.
Prague. Yeah.
And the Pawnee one wasn't too far away. That was the 5.8. So 5.1, that's stout. That's not too bad. Top 5th strongest earthquake in Oklahoma history.
There's quite a few geothermal lines and like pump storage, like that wastewater that goes through there.
Yeah.
Just northwest of Prague. I'm assuming that's how you say it.
I think sometimes people say, yeah, it's Prague. It's not Prague. Unless you're from Wisconsin, then you say Prague. But other than that,
Oh,
is that
yeah,
weather
don't
3
you
or
know.
2?
Weather 2.
So this is what you're looking at.
Yeah,
Wastewater.
it's a national energy and petrochemical map on the side. I don't know if it's sharing or not yet.
No, I'm bringing it up.
Ooh.
It's always hard to know which.
Yeah, I know.
Which
I
thing
agree.
is which. They don't label it very
Right.
well. All right, so we're gonna bring up weather 1. This is what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
so here's Prague. We got northwest of Prague. This is where the earthquake was, right? Like just by this lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these lines are all the lines that kind of cross through there. There's the pink, which is natural gas. The orange is geothermal, and then the blue is pumped storage. So that's like I'm assuming that's like
That's
the
the
wastewater.
wastewater. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cats notice, dogs sleeping, says Mark.
Yeah. And once you zoom out, it becomes a big mess.
But that gives you an idea, all the things that are under the
Surprised,
ground. Yeah.
Number 1's not like Cushing, or was it?
Wait, why don't I not have that? Oh, I got to remove that. Go ahead and do that back again.
Ooh.
I didn't have it on there.
Did it back again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So where was Prague? It's down here.
It's well east of Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
There it is.
So northwest of Prague Lake, which is where it occurred, you have the pink lines, which are natural gas. You have the orange lines, which are geothermal, and you have the blue lines, which is pumped water or pumped storage, which is that wastewater. And so it occurred somewhere right in the thick of it all, near Sand Creek, Prague Lake, kind of that area. And again, this is just a map of all the lines, like energy lines, petrochemical lines. I only know this because I did some geoscience classes. But of course, I think the top one was in Cushing, right?
Yeah.
Just north of near Stillwater. And so that's where a lot of those lines go. There's a lot of plants there.
That's interesting, man. That's really cool. Definitely appreciate that in that report. All right, so if you're just tuning in, let me break this down for you. At 11:24 and some change local time, there was an earthquake that happened, and I'm going to bring that up and show you what we're talking about. So that is going to be at approximately 11:24 and 28 seconds. Now, some people are saying 11:30. This is funny too because people don't really have a good estimate on exactly what time it occurs. Because here you got someone that says 11:27.
Right.
Now the dog alerted you at 11:25. That is the exact right time. It hit at 11:25 and some seconds, about 10, 20 seconds afterwards. It was way before 11:30. It had to be around 11:25. It just had to. And I'll tell you why we know that. Felt at 11:25 in Springdale. Because we can look at this, and this is I'm going to bring this up. This is the seismograph or the helicorder, okay, of the seismograph, the strong motion. And the way you read this is these are done in hour segments. So 4 lines make up an hour. We come down here. This is 11 o'clock. That goes to 15 minutes. Then you got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It hit the Hobbs State Park helicorder. This is the strong motion. You knew it was a strong earthquake. That's what I was saying. It had to be over a 5, looking at that seismograph. But there's 11:25 and about, I would say maybe 10 seconds. 11:25 and 10 seconds is when it hit. So we know that's when it was. And we knew it was coming from Oklahoma because we bring up another helicorder and you can see how it was a little delayed. See the difference? See how it shifts east? See
Hmm.
that, Zach?
Yeah, it's about 10 seconds later.
About 10 seconds later. And then there it is going even farther east. There's Lake Charles on southeast Arkansas, and you've got even later.
Notice that
So-
vibration lasted a lot longer.
They had the official time, or I guess the preliminary time of 5:24 and 28 seconds
Yeah.
UTC. So 11:24 and 28 seconds. I don't know if that's what y'all said.
Yeah. So now you have 11:24:28, and you add about 40 seconds. Let's travel how fast that wave went. It's going to be over like 500 miles an hour.
I don't even know the straight line distance.
Well,
Or
that's
just
what you
get the
just
road
you can just
distance.
figure it out here. Let's do that. Let's bring that up.
I know the Oklahoma Panhandle, like from north to south, that's 50 kilometers.
So here's what we're going to do. We're just
Is it
going to do a
20?
little science experiment for you. We're going to bring this back up with the latest earthquake. There it is, a 5.1. And this, by the way, is showing anything that's over magnitude 2.5. So we're going to add this to the stage, bring up the camera. We're going to go on weather 1. I'm going to draw a map here. This will give us kind of an approximate value. So we got Fayetteville,
There's a 58%
One-
chance of a
one-
aftershock.
150 miles. So let me show you what we're talking about here. Move this for a second. Go here. So there's the distance from Fayetteville, approximately 150 miles.
Oh, there we go. That's a lot easier.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
doing.
It took 40 seconds.
40 seconds.
Oh, that's fast.
That's fast, man.
That's just
150
speed.
miles. Epicenter was in Prague. Yep. Northwest of Prague. I'll show you exactly where the epicenter was. Focus was 6 kilometers deep. Oh, wait. No, I take that back. The focus is actually where it is on the Earth, not. The focus is where. No, I was right. I'm just making a second guessing myself. Epicenter is where it is at the ground. So there's your epicenter. There's a 5.1 preliminary. Now that could change, just to let you know. There's no doubt that could change. 5.1, 4 miles deep, 6 kilometers, and doing some math here.
Give me a second.
He's got it. 11:25 in Rogers. It was clearly 11:25. Yep. 5.1, 3.7 miles from Prague. Yeah, we were showing all the helicopters. That's exactly what you guys are bringing up. You know, I got to call Jennifer and see if the dog woke up. Hey,
All right, so that is
NWS chat. You see that opinion?
what? Yeah,
A lot
yeah,
of
I've been
NWS
monitoring it.
chat.
what's up?
A lot of NWS chat.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
so it traveled 3.77 miles per second. So that is equivalent to 13,590 miles per hour.
Pretty fast.
44 seconds.
40 seconds. Because I did 150 miles in 40 seconds. That would be 3.77 miles in 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fast. All right. Dan, you were talking and involved. What about aftershocks?
Yes.
So, I mean, there could be aftershocks, but they're not going to be any bigger. I wonder if there was
Here.
damage.
You can go to weather. Go to weather 2.
Okay, let's go to weather 2 here.
Again, this is the preliminary survey. This is the chance of at least one aftershock within the next week. Obviously, a magnitude 7, that's not going to happen
Yeah.
because you didn't even have a 7 to start with. But there could be a magnitude 3.
And 3 is like
Nothing.
jumping on the bed. It's not major. My dog tearing about her sock and then gave up. So we totally felt it in Rogers. So I'm going to bring back up on this here. Go back up here on full screen. So how about that? A very uneventful, fun start off with Phil. And then next thing you know, you got mass chaos that's happening. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's 5.1. Now that's preliminary. That could change. That could go up. That could go down. Sometimes it's the same. But 5.1 earthquake. What was it? 6 miles northwest of Prague.
About. Yes.
At
6
11
kilometers.
6 kilometers. Yeah, it's a little bit less than.
So
So 4 kilometers. Well, that's the depth though. But what was the?
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, it's the same. 6 kilometers and
And it was 6 kilometers.
and 6 kilometers deep. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
What are the odds?
11, 24, 28
Yeah.
p.m. Central. All right, there you go. Now you get to see that. And go to banner. We can go to here.
Whoa.
What are the odds, huh?
So the half duration, I don't know if that's like a wave period or half of a wave period, but that was like less than a second.
Yeah, it goes pretty fast.
So I think that's the time from the epicenter below the surface to the top. It was less than a second.
That, by the way, if you're just tuning in and you're wondering what's going on, we had a top 5 strongest earthquake in Oklahoma happen tonight on Groundhog Day, just before the stroke of midnight at 11:24:28. It reached us at around 11:25 and some change. So definitely some interesting stuff. My goodness.
You want to know the force?
Glad you guys were on. No kidding. We were on. That was crazy.
You want to know the force, like Newton meters?
Yeah.
5 times 10 to the 16th.
Matthew said,
Power.
can't believe he didn't feel it. Yep, that's what it is fracking. The fracking and the injection of the wastewater is what does it. How rare is it for us to feel an earthquake in Northwest Arkansas? It's pretty rare. I mean, it's
rare.
happened before.
Yeah.
But you know what I also think is interesting? I've seen this a few times, and I know people say earthquakes aren't influenced by the weather, but we look at Mega Doppler and we can see the storm that's rolling in, and there's a lot of low pressure with these systems, and just slight, minute changes can maybe do something to the land. There is a correlation between big storms and earthquakes. There really are.
I can
So
tell you this. Someone asked like how often it happened,
yeah,
So there was 2.5 years I lived in Fayetteville. My time here as a student and out here, and I felt 2.
yeah.
So 2.5 years. I say they occur pretty often for me.
They occur pretty often. Well, I will say this: a 5 magnitude plus is pretty good. That's pretty rare.
Oh,
I mean,
that
there's
was in like
top 5 ever for recorded.
The epicenter was in Northwest Arkansas. Oh,
yeah, we would have felt it.
A lot of people feel it.
Yeah, very much so. Now, Zach brought up a good point. You said that the shaking lasted longer, and I wanted to bring this up and talk about this. We're going to bring back up this. We're going to look at this. So you said the shaking lasted a lot longer, which it did. Do you know why that might be? Because I know the answer. Putting you on the spot here. Think.
It's further away.
Well, it's further away, but think about the land. What is it made up of? Lake Charles, southeast Arkansas.
A lot of water.
You got Delta, right? You don't have the rough and rugged Ozark Mountains.
Right.
If you have a land, you can move it a lot easier. That's going to stay moving around. But if you try to move a mountain, the Ozark Mountains, they'll nudge, but they're not going to be. They're not going to move as much. Now, I doubt this was strong enough to cause liquefaction. Where you have solid ground that turns to liquid. That's what happened with the.
No, none of that.
That's what happened with the earthquake in San Francisco.
It's like the movie 2012,
which made it so
open
bad. Yeah, but
when the earth opens up.
it's really wild though how when you disturb sand like sediment, it becomes liquid, and that's why a lot of stuff collapses and breaks. So yeah, there you go. We got that the moment magnitude.
Yeah, the moment magnitude 5.06.
I'm gonna bring this
rounds
back
up
up here.
Rounds up to a 1. I'm just looking at some of the stuff. Here's the moment magnitude. 5.06.
Let's go through some of the
That was all.
comments here. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for
you
sure.
see we've got a 5.1 earthquake, 6 kilometers northwest of Prague, 6 kilometers deep. My windows. Let's see what people are saying on this. We've got the ticker on there so everybody knows. Felt in Fayetteville, says April. You felt it. I heard it. It sounded like thunder.
Yeah,
it
just
really
like
did.
a
It sounded like
long-
just
like
a
a
little
prolonged
distant thunder. Yeah,
Thunder.
it's like a. And that's obviously the energy. My window walls and bed moving, dogs barking, Cassville, 11:25, right on the money. Knew it wasn't the washer this time. That's usually when I come home and my son has all the towels piled up on one end here on the washer when it's doing the cycle, the spin cycle. Felt out near Prairie Creek. Trying to think. Okay, I got to bring up my camera. This is going to take a while, and I won't be able to do that
Yeah, I wanna
super
see.
fast. You want to see that too?
Yeah, I want to see if it did anything. Oh, they're using StormNet in College Station, by the way.
Yeah, Kirk Lacewell says per USGS website, that was the strongest quake in the world within the last 24 hours.
Hey,
That makes
there you go.
sense. I mean, it was 5.1 is not a slouch of an earthquake. Look at this. It's really over the last past day. So yeah, you can look at this.
Didn't even have time to like put anything on Twitter. There's no point in putting anything on like social media now. It's like old news.
But no, it totally is.
Nah, everyone else has already done it.
Well, we've been on. We were on
I
when
know.
it happened.
We were on when it happened.
Yeah. So beat
This
that.
is the tweet.
There's 5.1, but we were just talking about rain and storms. Let's go back to our shake map here and see what we got. Contours.
Yeah,
It's Groundhog
Day.
Day. They don't have the squares up yet. Once they get
Yeah,
that
they do.
done, they do.
Yeah. No. Go to the shake map, not the internet. Wait.
I did. It's not up yet.
Yeah, you gotta go to. Dude, I saw it. There's all the squares.
I know it's right here, intensity, but I'm telling you, it's not updated yet. You'll see it right here. This is
did
where
you
it's
feel
at.
it? Those squares?
Yeah, there you go. And then they have it interactive too. There you go.
Yeah.
So my
Come on.
question is,
Hey, where's yours?
what is the time
Nah.
frame between these aftershocks usually, if there was going to be one?
A week or less.
Yeah.
That's all their forecast says is a week or less.
It'll be less than a week. Yeah, probably.
So it's usually a couple days.
You always do that.
You sharing your screen now?
Yeah, I got it now.
Cool.
Yeah. So there you go. So yeah, you're right. Strongest one.
Let's see how long it remains the strongest
You
earthquake.
felt it at 11:25. Oh, yeah, it probably will. Cares talk about the earthquake, dude. All right. Hit Elkins and shook the house a little bit. But your neighbor did. Someone said, oh, yeah, felt like an earthquake or tremors. We didn't expect that here. So if you're from California, you know this area for sure. And you know what feels like an earthquake. Sandy said felt at 11:26 and maybe just before that week rapture. I think he says rapture.
Yeah.
Hey, if this is
We're-
the Raptor, this is a pretty weak one.
We haven't left yet. Exactly how I felt. I thought some truck hit the house. My couch pushed me to the side a little bit. Man, I'm so mad that I didn't get to feel it. Or 11:25 is accurate for where we are. That's going to be the time. I promise you. Everywhere. Look back at the comments. You can see right when it began to feel it. Okay, that's a good question. That's a good comment. Let's do
11:25 from Matt.
it. Yep.
That was 27.
Oh, was it 27?
I don't think so. Couldn't have been. Now it might be the first time that he replied. I hope it doesn't bounce
I mean, I
back to
felt
the
it
beginning.
shortly before that. It took a second.
I got a
for
lot
the
of comments on
come up.
here. First comment at
11:27.
11:26 was on there.
Oh no,
There
it
we
was
go.
25.
25, Matt, right there. That
Bam.
was it.
11:25. Oh, it doesn't show the time on there. Earthquake. You knew it.
That was almost an hour ago.
You knew it. Yeah, we said this was going to be a 5-minute Facebook Live. It turned into
Yeah, that's
an
what
hour.
happens when weather never takes a holiday, especially Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing,
It's
Phil?
all Phil's fault.
Come on, Phil. You said early spring. You didn't say the end of the world. What are you doing here?
Early rapture.
Yeah, there it is. 11:25, 11:26. Let's go through some of these comments and see if there's any earthquake questions. You are not the only one that felt it. Too warm for this stuff. Yeah. But then the earthquake conversation took over pretty fast. One, and then second tremor, 10 seconds lasted stronger. So you felt, I guess you felt a little bit of the P wave because you knew immediately. You said, bam, Matt, you were on it. Earthquake, 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 earthquake. Reminded me of the Oklahoma fracking back in 2014. That's right.
Matt knows his stuff about earthquakes.
Yeah,
Sounds
he
like.
does. So I remember in that September 5.8, it was on a Saturday morning. I rolled out of bed, felt the shaking. That one I did feel. And the bed shook, almost like someone was hitting it like this. And I got up and I go, that was an earthquake. So I did a Facebook Live as fast as I could. Didn't realize I was still in my boxers. And stood up to get the mouse, and everybody saw my boxers. So that was fun. And it was right before a Razorback game, too. And everybody was saying, oh, that was just the offensive line getting out of bed. That's what everybody was saying. So that was the big joke. And then get this. The other one that happened in Greenbrier, I was hanging a picture. You could just imagine that's me, right? I was getting a picture, and I was hanging it on the wall. At the time an earthquake happened, and my picture kept going, doot, doot, doot. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. I hung this the worst. And then all of a sudden, everything started shaking, and I was like,
No,
my
everything's
gosh.
misaligned.
He's gonna
I
fall
was
on the
like,
ground.
we got an earthquake. At least I was in my pants and not just my boxers there. That's the truth. And then I come back and I just see comments, boxers, 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 boxers. I was like,
laughing, man, like I am now.
oh my goodness. You know that one time when you had the
Oh
face
yeah, the one
palm?
time when the
Yeah.
Astros lost.
Do you still
Uh,
have that? Can you go back in time on your Facebook?
I can get that. Yeah,
That would take like
I can get
that
that.
would take like a year to
Just
go back.
search
that
for
far.
it.
Fount and
Oh, yeah.
Felt Mount Judy. All right, Cindy, that's one of the farthest ones.
Yeah.
Please go ahead and report that. So let me show you how to do that. If you go here to USGS, earthquakes.usgs.gov, you click on that. Let's make sure there's no other new ones. Nope.
Hawaii almost got us beat.
3.1. That's weak sauce.
Hey, but it's off a volcano.
Yeah, that's
pretty
weak
scary.
sauce. So you click on the actual earthquake link. I'm going to send it to you. And then you go, did you feel it? But you click on this, tell us. So you become a citizen report. I'm going to post this again. Please, if the link works, I hope it does, go ahead and let people know. Because Mount Judy, that's a long ways off. Kansas,
You said it.
yeah, it'll be on there. We're going through some of the
Oh,
older
yeah, that's right.
comments. Earthquake, Beaver Shores. My son felt it. Anybody have a pool at all to see the water slosh around?
Dan, someone said Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri. That's a long ways. Now, Matthew, you knew immediately. National Weather Service out of Norman, they knew it was a 5.1.
Yeah,
And
we're
then
in the Norman chat.
They knew pretty quick. So I guess
They probably have sensors there.
They probably have USGS close by too. Felt like a 4.5. My app says 5.1.
Oh, that's a pretty good app.
Yeah, no kidding. Not the New Madrid. And just to let you know, too, there's a lot of people make this common misconception. It's not just a fault in the New Madrid area. It's the New Madrid seismic zone because it's a series of faults.
Yeah.
It's not just one. It's not like the San Andreas fault.
It's like a spider
It's
web.
the New Madrid seismic zone. So whole house rocked, shook. Yeah. 2011, 2014 was a lot of quakes. You know, there was a lot of fracking. Haven't felt much since. Matt, you are on the ball. You are absolutely correct. They actually, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Why don't you join? You might be a USGS part-time earthquake geologist there. That was wild, says Christy DePriest. I wonder if your daughter Sophie felt it. I bet you she did, but it'd be interesting in an apartment complex a little higher up. It is showing one earlier tonight. Felt in Cedarville. Felt the earthquake in Lowell. These are fun stories here. Felt it at 11:26.
What if you would feel it while driving?
Daughter just called from Fayetteville. Are there
Oh.
going to be aftershocks? Yes, but nothing to worry about.
No.
This is not a pre-shock. This is not what we call a foreshock. No. Felton, Fayetteville. I don't think of us are. Let's see. Just tuned in. Our house just shook over a crossover emission. So crazy. Shaking my chair. Felt the bed shake. Felt in Centerton. I'm just looking at some of these comments here. Now, Christy, that's pretty awesome. Watching the Stranger Things. Speaking of Stranger Things, well, the walls started rattling, so that was unfortunate timing. Oh my goodness, that is unfortunate time. That's like me hanging a picture in the middle of an earthquake. Felt in Johnson County. That's a ways away.
Yeah.
Shook me awake. Friends are Oklahoma. I'm in Rogers, and so my bed definitely felt in Lowell. Matt, you were on it though, man. 11:25 earthquake. Boom. I heard that though. I did hear that. Did you hear that rumble? No.
I didn't hear any. Probably wasn't paying attention.
Come on, Zach.
Sorry.
It's
I'm just
Groundhog Day,
kidding.
Dan.
Yeah, it's Groundhog Day.
I'm all groundhogged out.
I know. I hear you. We're probably wondering about this guy right
There
here.
it is. It's Bill.
Yeah. Is it possible to have heard in Coal Hill? It is. It is. That's exactly what I heard, Todd. It was like a rumble of thunder. But yet there's no thunderstorms nearby, so I knew it wasn't thunder. But it did kind of sound like a distant motorcycle, too.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
It's
Just
like
like
a low kind of vibration rattle sound.
I bet the over had to be 5-3. So I wouldn't
I'll
be
take it.
surprised if there's a preliminary sometimes after a few days, or after a few hours, they'll update it. But
the over on a 5-1.
I could do that. Taco Bell hits different after 11.
Taco Bell probably hits different after 5.1 earthquake.
Is it time for a Baja Blast tonight,
Uh,
Zach?
I don't know. I mean,
Hey,
that,
30 guys
that
are hard
would
help, Dan.
that
What?
would add about an
Cut
hour.
the sugar.
All right, what do we got here? First time I've ever felt one. Man. Felt in West Siloam Springs at 23:26. That's when you felt it. Yep. There's the earthquake report. It might be crazy. It's pretty intense to me. 5-1 is pretty strong. No, they didn't, Ryan. But I did a lot of research on earthquakes, and I love, it just all the sciences kind of fascinate me. And I'm sure there might be maybe a geologist on here going, you're all wrong. you know? And
Almost.
so I
Almost had the minor.
tried to get
Yeah. I was one class short.
try to get all the
Cool.
information correct. I'm sure there's a lot of other cool things that people could
I
show.
took a geology class, but it was just one semester.
It was reported from Oklahoma. It was a 5-5. That's a little strong. 5-1 earthquake. Where and what's the damage? Remember the memes with the chair that was knocked over, plastic chair in the backyard, and it says, "We will rebuild."
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of chimney damage, though. Like some of those
Nah.
brick buildings, a 5-1.
You know, like
If you're-
Bricktown, Oklahoma City.
Oh, I'm talking about like in somewhere nearby, like Shawnee, or
Downtown
some of the
Prague.
areas. Yeah, downtown Prague.
Maybe.
Didn't feel in Bentonville. So Helen, we talked about this earlier, and we already brought up your comment, but there might be some new people. Dogs can feel that primary wave a lot quicker than the secondary wave. So I'm going to bring this up real quick, and we'll take a look at this again. This is what's called the primary wave. It's a compression wave. So that's the very first thing that gets sent out in an earthquake. Next, you have different waves such as the Rayleigh wave. Then you have the long wave, and you have primary waves and secondary waves. Yeah, so there's the love wave. The love wave is pretty wicked because it also spreads out the land. So it's basically you have a compression and an expansion, and then those are the rolling ones right there. It's just weird to have the ground move, man. And then there's that Richter scale right there. So they measure the width of that, and that's why we saw the Richter scale right here and how wide it was I was like, whoa. Because remember when we were looking at this, we were loading it up and it wasn't there
Yeah.
yet. We had to hit
Let's
refresh.
print that out and then measure it. See what it would be on like 8.5 by 11.
Well, this only does maximum. See how it just stops there?
Oh,
So I don't know if, let me see if this one will do it. Yeah, see, look at the shaking. Look at how long it lasted too.
Yeah.
This is so sensitive. You wouldn't believe how sensitive it is. But yeah, as soon as it
So
soon
is
as it
that
hit.
right there an aftershock?
That might be just a
Yeah.
little small one.
or is this like is that
Just
the
a
P
little
wave? This is
tiny
the
one.
secondary wave.
No,
right?
they're really close together typically.
Oh, then what's the different color lines?
Just different time.
P wave doesn't show up on
Oh.
this.
So you have a red line right here because this is the time for basically 16 to 30,
Yeah, right.
and then it's blue underneath
Oh,
that.
does
Otherwise,
make it easier to read.
otherwise you couldn't read it if they were all both
Right.
all
Yeah.
the same
So I guess
color.
that is an aftershock.
That might be. Let's see if that registers on anything else. Nothing there. So, but the aftershock probably wasn't strong enough to be felt anywhere else. Hey, forbidden. You are
You do
forbidden.
not.
Boy, didn't like
Access
that.
denied.
Whoa.
Oh.
All right.
Out of date links. Just crap.
Yeah. Oh, you know why? Because it's the next day. So we got to go to the AM one now. Yeah.
Oh.
So there it is. We're past midnight. It's tough to see. Where are we? There we go. Let's go back here to PM. So there it is, and then it stops. That's why you can't get it anymore. So it's over the next day. Pretty cool stuff. Going back to the Did You Feel It map, let's see if it's updated at all. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Wow.
big time.
Yeah.
Big time updated. Can you guys see that? Yeah.
Hit the refresh button.
Cracks and builds. There you go. So they do have cracks in Yukon.
Really?
Little West, yep.
Huh.
Cat jumped off the couch, dead sleep, then hunkered down when things really started to shake. It's crazy how they know that. Where's the sound? We haven't been in mute this whole time, have we? So,
If that's the case, good night. Hey, it was Groundhog Day.
Hey, it's still Groundhog Day somewhere.
yeah, to
Yeah.
the west. There's Josh. Josh is on here. It's a 5-1 near Shawnee. That's when we got it too. Girlfriend for the win. What did she say? She knew it. She knew about the earthquake. 11:25. So I know people are worried about aftershocks. Don't be. This is the strongest one. Now there could be one around a 4 that could shake again a little bit, but we're just not going to get any more. Does it have anything to do with higher frequencies beyond our hearing? So I don't believe that the frequencies are higher. They're actually too low for us to hear. So I think that's honestly the case. You have very low
That's why
frequencies.
if you do
in
hear it,
earthquake.
it's super low pitch.
Yeah. Dan, you were talking and involved. Yeah. That's what I was. I was talking involved. And what about Frostfest? Cat Frog says. I love that profile picture. It's hilarious. So if you're wondering about Frostfest, it's going to be rainy. And your world's going to be rocked. Oh, wait, that was tonight. Here's a look at the Frostfest forecast. So let me bring this up for you.
A lot of tents.
A lot of tents, potentially some lightning, but I don't think the lightning is going to be in the early afternoon. So if there's going to be lightning, it's going to be in the morning hours.
That's gonna be fun.
But there's a look at the Frostfest forecast for you, Cat Frog. We've got her right there. Mid to lower 50s and a lot of rain coming. So you can talk about earthquakes and you can tell them that, did you know that I felt the tied for fifth strongest earthquake in Oklahoma? Now you won't hear the sound on that because I just took us offline. So yeah, we are going to definitely see some rain tomorrow. OMG. Any other comments here that need to kind of catch up on? Let's see here. We already mentioned about that. How about this one here? Darcy Johnson, Liberty was in her room, and I thought I dropped something in the sofa. Couldn't figure out where the house was shaking. You know what's wild is that can happen in a tornado too.
Yeah.
Houses shake right before they get hit. So, but you don't have to worry about that. We know it was 11:25 because our "Did you feel that?" text threads are time stamped. Yep. Immediately after the movement finished, phone showed 11:26. So Samuel, I probably shook for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
If you're real susceptible to feeling that shaking. I hope so, a little bit, not enough to damage, but it's kind of cool to feel another earthquake. Speed of the two waves would be a great calculation. So the problem is, Samuel, we can't actually get both of the waves because it looks like they were all one. So the animals might have jumped off briefly and then like seconds later
Right. 'Cause
was
they're
another one.
so close
But the
together.
earthquakes that are farther away, like on the West Coast that are really strong, or let's say the one that was in Washington, D.C., you could see that primary wave a lot better. And then the secondary wave, there is a separation between the two. Let me show you what it should look like here. We'll bring this up full here real quick. Wish it didn't bring up that. That's so confusing when it does that. But anyways, in the meantime here, let me show you what I'm going to show you. This is going to be just like a seismograph to show you a real good example of what a P wave and the S wave looks like. So here you go. I'll bring this up for you. So this is what the two waves would look like. See that first wave? It's a little smaller, but it's earlier. So the earlier time is to the left. You read this from left to right. And then there's the S wave that hits, and you see how the shaking really begins after that. And then you got surface waves that are, obviously continuing the whole time. But that compression wave's a lot faster. If we go back to our seismograph, there just really isn't any separation between the two. You can see one right there, and then it just immediately hits. And if you look at this one, there just really isn't much of a
Yeah.
difference.
No.
So it was just seconds.
But 13,000 miles an hour.
How many miles per second?
3.55.
Yeah.
3.577.
So that makes
miles
sense.
per second.
Yeah, that's about right. That's exactly right.
Can you run that fast on the treadmill? FAC?
No. No.
Maybe they're broken one.
Yeah. If I hit it that fast, I'd be I had a treadmill today that just wouldn't slow down. You could speed it up, but you couldn't slow
like
it
that,
down.
What's that movie with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock? In that bus?
Speed.
Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was exactly what it was.
Yeah, I've seen old movies, Zach.
Yeah, that's an old one.
All right. So let's go back here. We were in Tulsa and it woke me up. Our third floor hotel. Ooh.
Definitely put that in the reports because one of the reports, like one of the questions is like how many stories does your building have? What floor were you in?
Felt in Eureka, Kansas. Okay. Dog slept. I really want to know if my dog slept. I bet you
Mercedes?
did.
Yeah, probably.
Go to bed, Phil. I know, Phil. Hey, it's not Groundhog Day anymore.
Yeah, put him back.
You could be back. Go to your corner.
Yeah, go to your
Let's
corner.
go. Let's go put Phil back in his
Go to your
corner.
corner for the next.
Oh.
He could be out for the rest of the Facebook Live.
All right. Yeah, we'll leave him out for the rest of Facebook
All right.
Live.
Come
It was
on.
Groundhog Day.
This is Phil's,
Phil.
this is Phil's Live.
Phil's time. It's Phil's live. That's right.
He gets one shot a year.
And he blew it.
That's what I think, Dan,
Not
too. I'm a
this year.
Muldrow.
Didn't see a
Muldrow
shot.
felt it strong. I mean, anytime you have over a 5, that's pretty impressive. The 2011 happened during a storm at night, didn't it? It did. And in fact, it was in February of 2011. And I was covering storms. And now that time you would think, well, there was lightning and thunder and people were feeling the rumbles of thunder. But I knew that it was an earthquake as soon as like people were like, well, I felt it in Gravette. I felt it in Fayetteville. I felt it in Salem Springs. Felt it in Eureka Springs. I was like, hold up. That's not thunder.
Let's pull the storm stuff aside.
That's everything. Yeah. Allie Cooper, this is not laughing matter. You obviously have not experienced earthquake. Don't make fun of it. Yeah. Earthquakes can be crazy, man. I thought fracking was on hold in Oklahoma. I thought so too.
Maybe someone broke the law. I mean, it was Groundhog Day.
Or it could have happened, later. Just something. I mean, just the pressure of the systems. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really
There's
know.
got to be some very detailed
What?
things.
No news feed. Can't find anything local.
Oh, I'm glad we reported.
I felt shaking twice, like 10 minutes apart. Your second time was mild. So that's an aftershock.
Yeah,
and that's
we
exactly
saw
what we had on here. So, Zach, you are on the money.
On the money.
10 minutes later, we picked up a little small, tiny little aftershock. But you'll
Less than half
notice
the strength.
just wasn't very strong. And that's what aftershocks typically are. Now, the 1812 earthquake.
What?
Yeah.
During the War of 1812?
This was the New Madrid seismic zone. That was the big ones. I'm pretty sure it was 1812. Let's see. Oh, not the New Madrid.
Is it Madrid or Madrid?
Madrid. Earthquake. 1811, 1812.
1811 to 1812.
Yeah,
What?
there was 3 major earthquakes that happened. 7.2 to 8.2, December 16th,
Whoa.
7.4 on the same day. So that was actually a pre-shock. That was what we call a foreshock, and then there were aftershocks too. But yeah, December 16th there was a 7.2 to 8.2, and then December 16th there was a 7.4, and then in January a 7 to 8. Those are some bad things, and
In
you know-
February, a 7.4 to 8.6.
How do
Yeah.
they know these numbers from way back then?
that's why they have the ranges. They
Yeah.
know from the damage and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting to show. Let me throw that in there real quick. So we're just looking at Wikipedia. We can look up stuff too, but I'll show you this. This is right here, New Madrid earthquakes, and then there's the events, 1811 to 1812. That was the time that the Mississippi flowed backwards.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
because of the there's a couple reasons. Number one, the shaking, and then on 2, you have a lot of water that you had land that
Brought
was
up out of the
breaking,
ground.
levees breaking,
Oh,
yeah, stuff that was being forced upwards. It was just incredible.
It went
Some
backwards.
of the stuff. Yeah, the
Uphill.
Mississippi flowed backwards, and church bells rang on the East Coast in Boston.
Whoa.
Yeah, they shook so strong
That's
that
crazy.
they actually rang bells. Isn't that crazy? Do we need to worry about aftershocks? No,
All good.
you're good. I mean, you'll have aftershocks, but we're not talking about anything. I would stick with we're on the air cover the potential of a possible earthquake. Oh man, if you really guys want to see liquefaction, you'll go over to Crowley's Ridge. The sand blows. There you go. There's the sand blows right there. 1811, 1812, New Madrid earthquakes.
He was ahead of us.
Sand blows are crazy, man. What they do. Colby is going to be so mad when he wakes up in the morning and realizes he slept through it. The Colby effect happens on earthquakes too. It was 11:25. Dishes rattled in the house. Thought my 9-year-old was crazy. So we got to go through some comments here pretty quick. Let's see.
You're almost caught up.
Am I? 12:16.
Yeah.
Let's see.
12:37.
Okay, we had to run house.
During California quakes.
Yeah, you had to run fast. Run out of the undies. I bet. Felt in Pineville, Missouri. I did not feel it. How did I not feel it in North Fayetteville? Depends on what you're doing. Who
Yeah.
watches a pool during an earthquake? Well, let's say you're just staying outside, or it's such a beautiful night and you're out there and you see the water slosh around. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Could be a T-Rex walking by.
Never know.
It was Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah. Showed up on the Tennessee seismograph too. A 5.1 will. Why did it happen? I think personally, I don't know. I can't confirm this, but it is in an area that does. There's a lot of hydraulic fracking and injection of wastewater. So Sounded like my sons were storming down the stairs, but they weren't there. My chair shook.
It's a great analogy.
That's pretty crazy. Let's Christian Capehart, who is a good dude, by the way. First of all, he's got a great last name, Cape. He's a meteorology student too. He's job shadowed me. I wish I could copy that link. I can't, but we can bring up James Adelot's posts. And let's see here. Yep. there's him. So there's the Oklahoma seismograph in Ohio.
What?
Now, that's what that would be. That's what that was. Birds.
Oh,
Birds
okay.
took off.
Yeah.
Got the heck out of Dodge. That is a really cool, actually. That's what that was. That makes sense. It was the radar, but it wasn't the tilt of the radar. It was birds. That makes sense. All right, let me add this to the stage. This is pretty cool. So this is James Adelot here that shows birds because you can see the way the correlation coefficient. Look at how low it is. That tells you it's a biological. So this is a precipitation mode, but this is a correlation coefficient. That's cool. So that's what that is. Birds just taking off. I can't see what the time is because of that. Oh, wait. Let me go back here. Let me hide this. There we go. So it's going to be right at.
You can pause it.
Yeah. Go back to the beginning. 11:23. Earthquake happens at 11:24. There's all the birds. Yep. And that's correlation coefficient. So you can see that that's biological. And probably they're like, man, trying to escape from lightning and thunder and then storms as well. So yeah, there it is. 32 minutes ago. Yeah, we haven't retweeted any. I haven't tweeted anything because we've been so busy with this live. But anyways, pretty cool stuff.
We're getting rain and storms on the way. Talking about this.
All right. Everyone all right in Oklahoma? I think so. Getting small aftershocks, 2.0 to, let's go here. Let's go into the settings. I'm just going to do all magnitudes. Let's see if we got any aftershocks here. Whoa. Hold on. Yeah. Yep. There are some aftershocks, some smaller ones. Boy, they're kind of far away too. That's interesting. Yeah. Let me bring this up for you. Add to stage. So these are some of the aftershocks that are being felt. So there's the 5.1. And then there's a 2.3, 3.5. And by the way, what time was that? 33. That's from
10 minutes later.
Yeah. 10 minutes late, an hour later, right? Yeah. 0:33. So that's an hour later. This one was a little less than an hour. But this wouldn't make it to us. This one would. So this is the one that you were seeing, Zach. You were on it. And then there's a 2.3.
Don't feel that one too?
Nah.
No, just kidding.
I felt nothing.
Some people did though.
Yeah, if you're right on top of it, I'm sure.
All right, let's go back to some comments here. Felt the floors vibrate.
Huh. Yeah.
My app went silent. Underground sound maybe muffled. No severe weather this weekend. That's good news. Insects, that might be a possibility. I don't know about that. I live in Rudy, and I felt my chair like someone pushed it. Now I'm guessing it was an aftershock. Yeah, there were a few aftershocks. Cat and looked at each other, took off across the room. That's funny, man. I wish I would have seen my cat. What do you think NATO did? Took off.
Probably bit somebody.
Yeah. I didn't get the that's Matthew said this. Fracking in Oklahoma is regulated by the Oklahoma Corporation Commissions because there was a lot of stink, if you will, about fracking. If you look up coordinates in Google Earth, notice epicenter 100 yards south of a cluster what looks to be pressurized tanks. Coincidentally likely. You guys are good, man. Odds this earthquake gets a basketball team record turning directions like the 1812 earthquake did
Ooh.
with the Mississippi. That is so cool. That's interesting. Birds timing, it looked like debris to me because, yeah, the low correlation coefficient. Do we still have it on here?
No, I don't know. But I mean,
Doesn't go
I
back
have
far
the
enough.
radar loop my girlfriend sent me because
Yeah.
she learned that in one of her classes she took over the summer.
Felt nothing in Bella Vista. Certainly did a couple minutes later. Whole house shook. Thought it was someone was running across the street. So it looks like we're getting caught up here.
Yeah, and close.
Steven said, "I thought it was my stomach after eating Taco Bell."
That also does happen.
All right. Why don't you bring up? We're going to bring up the "Did you feel it" map, and I'm going to update
Yeah, I got it up.
this. I'm going to take this off the screen. I got to tweet something out because we don't have anything that's up right now. So let me go ahead, just at least to do that. All right. So did you hit refresh?
Yep, I did. I'll do it again.
So take us through how far this baby was felt.
Yeah,
That's pretty
so
good
right
size.
at the center, you can see a 7 out of, I don't even know what that goes to. But it goes, whoa, it goes pretty far. There you go, all the way to Nashville.
Really?
No, it did some. Well, okay, I don't know about all these.
That might be a different one. Oh no, it's not.
Is it not? Does it say the time? No, it doesn't. That could be possible. I mean, here's the larger view, but of course, everyone around here felt it. As far south as Arlington, Dallas. As far north is all right. I don't know if I buy this.
I could.
Someone in southeast Idaho said they felt it.
You can. I mean, that's a
You think?
5.1 is pretty strong. It is. It's up there. It's not a slouch of an earthquake.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know much.
Where we live when the 5.1 man.
Someone felt it in LA.
Was that one up there in like South Dakota or North Dakota?
Minneapolis. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
As far north as North Dakota and the Badlands.
that's crazy.
Oh, nope. Even further, Zach. Winnipeg.
Oh,
Someone said they felt it in Winnipeg, Canada. So reaching all corners of the United States and Canada. But yeah, as far east as North Carolina.
is that one in Florida
Right
Panhandle?
in Wilmington. You know, UNC Wilmington, the Hogs played them earlier this year in basketball. Felt all the way out there. Connecticut? Nope. But pretty close, though.
I remember being really young in,
Mr.
in
PA.
Connecticut, and there was an earthquake, and I remember feeling that.
Hmm.
But I don't know. That might be I was so young.
Whoa! Portland, Oregon. Or no, Eugene, Oregon.
You know, we could see back in the replay if we were shaking around, if the camera shook around, if anything happened like that, you know?
Yeah,
guess.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We could. I mean, we can't do it now, but I'd like
Yeah.
to see it later. So that's a good bit of range. No kidding. Let me bring that back up here.
Yeah, were you hearing what I was saying, Dan? As far west as Eugene, Oregon.
Still?
As far north as Winnipeg, Canada.
Holy
Or
cow.
Winnipeg, Manitoba. Yeah.
Okay. In the meantime, I got to see if I can see it on my camera.
Okay.
This is going
Let
to
me
take a
zoom in
little bit.
more here.
This is such a clunky system, but let me see if I can get it here real quick.
So the Did You Feel It map goes off responses based on what you put in. You know, you got to be 100% honest, or else, you know, this is
24/7.
bad science. But Fayetteville, you know, a lot of people responding. That's good. 211 responses. Okay, a lot of people.
Maybe that
responded. That's
Facebook
good.
Live is helping,
Facebook
huh?
Lives helps. 130. Yeah, you guys are really helping out with this. Did You Feel It map? That's for sure. Oh, it's pretty strong. A 7. That's
We're
pretty
going
far
to love
away.
that. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Trying to get the remote playback. It probably has to do something with
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
trash.
Good thing, you know, We're helping out
I
the
can just go on Twitter and
USGS.
try to find it.
On
Getting this
mine?
done.
You won't see it on mine.
So a lot of people around Little Rock.
I'm trying to bring it up on my security cameras. See if
They
I
probably
can
have
see
some
the shaking.
USGS stuff. But yeah.
We still got some great comments coming out. I literally
Oh,
thought
really?
our second floor was going to fall in, being it's a smaller home. Golly. I think it's Wi-Fi. I turned up that garbage. Wi-Fi's trash here.
Let's go back and look at the Bell report 15,000. So good job everyone filling that out.
Look at that. Somebody watching from Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate
you know,
it, Charlene.
It
Did you hear the earthquake, or did you feel the earthquake?
Yeah, did you feel it? Or are you just chiming in, just kind of seeing what's going on? Let's see. Go ahead and refresh.
They go back to it. Oh, where's the squares?
Go back, and it's right there in the middle. Right there, right there. Did you feel
Oh,
it?
yeah,
Right
yeah.
there.
Yeah, there were quite a few reports.
Yeah.
Denver.
Whoa.
Wow.
Just
That's a
1,
3, isn't
3.
it?
That's a 5.
That's a 5?
Charlene did not feel it.
Okay.
So it just kind of depends on what you're doing, you know. If you're not paying attention to thinking about it. don't know
Yeah, see,
either.
I was wondering about this. See, at the 1 hour, 22 minute on YouTube, rewinded back when the first comment was noticed, looked like maybe the cam shook slightly.
Huh.
Okay. That's what I was wondering.
So it seems like either people just didn't report it, like south of Dallas, or we got a lot of seismologists around parts of the country that felt it with the Badlands. Wow. Pretty far. And of course, Winnipeg, way up there. Nothing north of that. But again, as far east as Rochester, New York.
Wow. Helpful feed.
Quite a lot.
Oh, you're welcome, Lynn. We'll stay on here for another 20 minutes or so. So I know a lot of people are asking this, and we haven't had a question in a little while. Love Telluride. That's so awesome, man.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Always makes me think of the Tim McGraw song.
Yeah.
Telluride, snow coming down.
Just went to Leadville last April, and it was a lot of
It's a
fun.
good one. And we've got Phil joining us too. There he is. It's a good song. But anyways, curious how the geology of the ground beneath all those places affects where people feel it. That is the truth too. Because here's the deal. If it is more rocky, then you're going to have the waves not be able to travel out as far. If you have like not as rocky soil, that's why an earthquake in the central U.S. can be felt so far away.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have an earthquake that's a 5.1 in California, we won't feel it here at all because it just doesn't travel that far. So Jennifer says, I've never heard a rumble from that one like the one I heard tonight. It was wild. I just didn't get to experience it in its full shaking glory, in my opinion.
That just shows how sturdy the building is.
Well, yeah, maybe I can stay in here. The epicenter is in a very sparsely populated area.
Yeah.
In fact, why don't we go ahead and you can switch the mapping, and you can go to right up here, go back. Go there and go to, you can do aerial. There you go. And then zoom in. And you can take off the shape map.
Yeah.
Those responses. Yeah, and then zoom way in. And so it's extremely rural. Let me show you. We're just getting it loaded up here so we can see. So there's the epicenter.
There's the Lake Prague.
Yep.
Just northwest.
6 kilometers, just about 4 miles northwest of Prague. There's the epicenter. Focus was 6 kilometers deep, which is not deep. That's why essentially you felt it. And then we talked about the speed of the wave moving at about 3.4 miles per second. That was the primary wave. Secondary wave wasn't very far behind that. But yeah, pretty sparsely populated. But was there a home right on the epicenter?
Pretty close.
If you thought your shaking was bad, what do you think those people felt?
Oh man.
man,
If you can see through that, you can see through anything.
yeah. If Mercedes could sleep through that, then she's like on another level. But yet,
I bet she did.
if anything beeps, you have any type of beep,
Ooh,
it
that's
is
it.
over.
Game over.
Did you have that happen when you fed her at all? Or
No.
any beeping? No.
Oh, yeah, I think maybe when I turn off the alarm.
Oh, she hates that. Yeah, the little beeping of
Yeah.
the alarm. Yeah, she freaks out. All right. Any questions? I think we're running out. People are just like, okay, it was an earthquake. That's cool.
Half
But,
an inch to inch and a half.
Oh yeah, let's
rain.
do a little back to radar here.
Back to weather, meteorology, I guess.
It's all geosciences, which I love. So, but Charlene and Telluride, thank you so much for watching, tuning in all the way from Colorado. Here's a look at our future track. This is the rain that's coming in tonight, along with earthquakes and primary waves and secondary waves.
Golly, everything. Whole
Speaking of a
shebang.
wave, there's a thunderstorm activity, and then watch what happens during the day tomorrow. More rain, more thunderstorms, probably a few aftershocks. Then you can see that wraparound precipitation as the low drops through, and then that's pretty much over after that. Going to Frost Fest tomorrow, you're expecting a lot of rain, but there might be times where it's not raining. But I hope there's not a whole lot of thunderstorm activity because this is an outdoor event. So it's going to be trouble if there's tents, metal tents.
Sure, everyone will be having a good time regardless.
Lightning, beer, that doesn't mix. 0.5 to 1 inch in Northwest Arkansas and 1 to 2 inches. Let's take a look at the radar. We can go all the way up there in Telluride. Let's see what we got. We're getting rain and snow. That makes sense because it's a pretty strong system. So let's go into here. So there's that occluded front. We're going to move all that off the screen here.
Oh, yeah, you can see it's
Haha, look at that. Aspen, Vale, Steamboat Springs, getting
Nice.
some nice little snow.
Or if it's that pow, that powder snow. Good for the slopes.
Absolutely. We got Bonanza, and let's go down to Telluride. Man, that's such beautiful country. I love Colorado,
Yeah.
especially like Durango, Colorado Springs, Pagosa Springs. Have you ever been there for the hot springs?
Oh no.
That is so awesome.
Just let
Love Pagosa Springs. They have a great natural the thermal spas. Yeah.
You know who else does? Hot Springs.
Yeah, Hot Springs does as well. They have these thermal baths that are ranging in temperatures, and one of them was
that's
like
cool.
108. And I was in there for like maybe a few minutes, but it was you
That's
could
not bad.
probably be in there, Zach.
Oh yeah, 108. That's like weak sauce.
108, 112 too. There was one that was 112.
You're
I've done-
supposed
I've
to
done
stay away
112.
from those hot springs. They can be kind of dangerous.
Gotta live a
no.
little.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta
live
live a
you
little.
gotta live a little, Zach. Live a little.
Guess so.
There's still ice cream in the fridge.
Oh, did you ever do? By the way, in Silverton, there is it's amazing. It's a zip line called Soar, and then it's one of the best zip lines. They have a train ride.
I've seen it.
It's so cool.
I know exactly what you're talking
It
about.
is an
Yeah.
amazing zip line course. Yeah, you got to check that out. It's so cool, and it's right up here, right by Durango. It's north of Durango. You take the Colorado Springs, and then you go north of Durango, and you go to Colorado Springs, and then you have Silverton, which is probably so small it's not on here. But there's Tacoma, there's Durango, Carbon Junction, Oxford, and then we went to also the southwest, like you can see the Four Corners area, and then there's the and I'm trying to remember where those. Gosh, I can't remember the name of them. What is where the Cathedral City and stuff like that that's buried? What is that called? I can't remember. You know where the places are carved inside the mountains
Oh yeah.
where the Aztec were? What is that called? Oh, not the Aztec, but I gotta remember now. The canyon. Let's see, Colorado. If I see it or hear it, I don't know. Colorado. What is that called? Mesa Verde. That's it. It just came to me. Yeah, dude, check out Mesa Verde. It is so cool. Mesa Verde National State Park. It's what? Get that garbage out of there.
Hey, wall.
That isn't that cool?
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, Mesa Verde National State Park.
And Native Americans.
Yep. Cortez, Colorado, Petra. You got it. Mesa Verde. Yep. So cool. If you've ever been there, I definitely recommend it if you haven't. All right, back to this. So you are getting a little bit of rain and snow. It's nothing super major. There is another system coming next week, and be watching for that. That could get interesting, especially with all that southwest flow. But, well, I think that about wraps it up here. We'll wait just a little bit longer. But, hey, how about that? An earthquake that happened. Pretty crazy, man. I'm going to see if I can load up that camera real quick because it would be kind of cool to see if the security cam is going to pop up.
Yeah.
But I can't get it to load for some reason. Okay, so there we go. We got the live playback. Let's just go.
Aha. Someone's getting busy at the Tulsa office. They just opened up a new sub channel, the data feed channel.
Oh, they did, huh?
Yeah. How about that?
Nice.
Nice. Good.
It's got all the SPC outlooks and
All right, so here we go.
SWOTIs, severe weather.
Yeah, severe weather outlooks. Okay. Ooh, nothing there. Wasn't recording at the time. So it doesn't show up. Oh, you're welcome. Petra. Yeah, Petra's cool too. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's where Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was filmed.
Yeah.
I love that scene, don't you? It's so good. But you know, every time I see that, and my mom was actually there. She went to Petra. She was fortunate to go, and you see that, and you think you walk in, and you know you have the 3 trials for the Holy Grail. It's just rock. It's not even a wall. You can't even walk in. It's disappointing. But do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The house that's carved in the mountains.
Nah.
Have you never seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, Zach. Got to get you seeing that.
I mean, I do like know of the Holy Grail in the Indiana Jones series.
You chose poorly.
What?
It's in the movie. Yeah, see, look at you have chosen wisely. You'll know. You got.
Wait, actually, no. I think I have seen that part. Like when they're drinking the cups.
Yes.
And like the Holy Grail is like a cup that's like all like dusty.
Yeah, and they picked the wrong one on purpose for that guy.
But from start to finish, I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, it's so good.
Is it?
Yeah. It is good. We named the dog Junior. It's like Junior. Stop calling me Junior. So good. That's so funny. We're heading to Mesa Verde this summer near Taos. That's cool.
Nice.
That's a great place to go over the summer. Really, really cool. So you can see the ticker at the bottom of the screen. Anybody that's hopping on here, yes, there was a 5.1 earthquake. Let's see if Lisa's like, oh, Zach.
Oh,
Zach. That's all right. He's got a bunch of movies to watch. We've given him a bunch of. We've tasked him with many movies to watch.
I myself have also been tasked. A lot of older movies.
Yeah.
Well, we got more aftershocks here that's happened.
Still the biggest.
49. That was a 2.3.
Still the largest earthquake.
Yeah. Look at all those aftershocks.
There's so many earthquakes going on in Hawaii, like the aftershocks.
From the volcano?
And the geysers. Geyser went off.
That's crazy. Yeah, see, just to let you know, I'm going to bring this up so you can't see this right now, but I'm going to add this again. This is a look at all the earthquakes that have happened. Here's Prague right here. I'm going to bring up a different, we'll do the terrain scale. Yeah, let's do a terrain. So you see it's pretty flat. There's not much going on. That wasn't the 5.1. This is the 5.1 right here.
Like the street one.
Yeah, let's do street.
It's a little better.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah,
the satellite. There we go.
You can turn on U.S. faults to show people that it's not on like a fault line.
Yeah, it's not really on a fault line. So if we look out, we zoom out, there's some of the faults right here. And now we got to go grayscale. to see the faults. U.S. hazards. Yeah, there's a fault right down there. That makes sense because you got the Altus Mountains right there, and then you got the Gloss Mountains. Have you ever seen those?
See the Gloss Mountains.
Yeah, west of Enid on 412.
Yep. So I drove
No-
to Lubbock.
No population density there. Ocean. It's a- they're in the ocean now. So yeah, there you get a look at what's that one there? 4.8. That also happened earlier today. Let's see if we got any more comments. Oh, it's almost spring break Velocicoaster time.
Oh yeah.
So last time we went to Universal Studios, they were testing Velocicoaster, but it wasn't up for another 2 weeks. We
Just
missed it. Yes. That's cool, Martha. You had an earthquake last night in Bentonville? Now that we got to check. We can check that. And we're going to do that by looking at the seismographs again. So, not the strong motion because it would have to be really, really strong. Let's go. I'm going to bring this up on StreamYard. Okay, so you said last night, right? That would be this. Let's look at the Hobbs State Park helicorder, and there really isn't anything that shows up at all. That's basically the entire day. From morning, sunrise until later. So I don't.
Check January 31st just to be sure.
Okay. All right. We can do that. It's hard to see with that camera there. Nothing really there either. Boy, you can really
No.
see when the earthquake happens, can't you?
Yeah.
Let's look at Groundhog Day. Everything was pretty quiet. Phil, you were just snoozing in, weren't you? Till they woke you up. That's the earthquake.
I think I found it.
Yeah, I think I found it right there. Look at how long that shaking was, though. Which is wild because people said there's no way they felt it for like 4 or 5 minutes. But that's how sensitive those things are.
Right.
Isn't that crazy? If you're moving it, it's going to take a while to oscillate back to steady state. Oh, you know what? Last night, because it's Friday and this was at 11:25. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wah, wah.
Womp womp.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Jake, we felt one last night in Bentonville. Yeah.
No, we just weren't thinking right. We were.
It
all
was
groundhogged
last
out.
night at 11:25 on Friday.
Now the song about last night's gonna be stuck in my head.
Well, that goes back to the whole question about what do you consider to be night and what do you consider to be evening. And if you ask me, the answer is clear as day.
Oh,
clear as night.
clear as night.
Clear as
Dark
night.
as night.
Evening is from 6
I think
p.m.
this answer is as cloudy as it is right now.
Whoa. Sound like a dinosaur running across my room.
Hey, you know what that feels like, Martha?
Hey, Jurassic Park,
That's true. Yeah.
where you hit the water and you see the water like
Yeah, the T-Rex
Yeah.
causes the pool to shake.
so good.
Yeah, that was Jurassic
Oh,
Park 2.
this keeps you on their toes. Nas one. It's the first Jurassic
Nope.
Park. Oh, bet. I'll bet you $100.
What?
I'll bet you $100.
It was the first one.
What was
Jurassic
the second
Park.
one?
Nope. No, because don't you remember he had the
It was
puddle?
it was the Bronchiosaurus.
He had the mud puddle.
No,
No.
The pool was shaking. The second one.
Oh, I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
I'm talking about the water
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
the Jeep.
Yeah, that was the first
starter
one.
rattle.
Yeah, because like the
It's the
T-Rex got
Bronchiosaurus,
onto
right?
like
Yeah.
the mainland,
Yes.
and then it went to the back of the house.
House.
Yeah,
No,
at the beginning of Jurassic Park 2.
House.
oh, Jurassic Park 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one, by the way? Which Jurassic Park's your favorite?
I think the new ones were done pretty well.
Probably the original Jurassic Park 1.
Yeah.
Or just like Jurassic Park.
That was scary, man.
I read the
remember
book. You
as a-
ever read the
I
book?
did. I
Really?
read the
No.
book too.
By
Yeah.
Michael Crichton.
The Lost World. The
You know-
Lost World. I read
Yeah.
that book too.
I
Yeah.
thought the first Jurassic
Man.
World was a really good movie.
Yeah. Men, calm down.
No, it's because it goes back to the whole thing that he had like months ago, like next Tuesday or next Sunday.
No.
whatever.
Oh yeah, no. Next.
Open up a can of worms there. That's what I tell you.
He says the week starts on Sunday. So if we say next Sunday and it's
2
on,
weeks.
that's like, that's a week and a half. It's fun. We're just,
Get a load of this.
we're razzing, just rattling his cage.
No,
a
I'm
little
just
bit.
saying, like the evening is from 6 p.m. to midnight, and then nighttime is from midnight to 6 a.m.
Well, the newscast started at 5. Those are the evening newscasts.
Yeah, it's during the evening.
We said evening was 6.
6
You
hour.
you don't think nighttime is before midnight?
Nope.
I tell my wife that.
What?
She's sound asleep before midnight.
11
And she's
o'clock.
night.
11 o'clock in the evening. You don't say 11 o'clock at night.
At night. And then once
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a.m.,
that's
it's
it.
morning.
Evening is like right around sunset, in my
Mm,
opinion.
Yeah. Evening is like 4 to 6.
That would be
Yeah.
Twilights. Or
Astronomical twilight,
Um,
nautical twilight. What do you guys think? Let us know. I don't know. We're going off a deep end. We'll run this here for a couple more minutes. But what do you? Yeah, it's going down. What do you think is nighttime? Me personally, anything after like 8, 9 o'clock in the winter and like later, obviously in the summer.
I don't think
Because
I
the
don't think the
sunset.
seasons should determine.
Ooh, I think so. I mean, the sun's up later. You
I-
can't
I-
say
I
night.
don't- So what about in Alaska? Is it nighttime all day?
Evening is 5 to 7. There you go.
Nope.
yeah. Evening.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
5 to
after
7.
dark is night.
But
Yeah.
you can't favor evening over night. Like nighttime
So you
can't be longer than evening.
So you say that midnight to what is night?
Midnight to 6 a.m. is nighttime.
What about morning?
6 a.m. to noon.
What about 5 in the morning?
No, you're already you're already in the new day.
You don't say 5 at night.
After midnight is the new day, so it's morning.
Good morning on KWA today.
No, it is
Today,
it's
not at night.
a.m.
The new morning. Midnight is a new morning.
No, after midnight.
That's
turns,
why we say good morning. It's midnight.
No, after a.m. it turns to
Okay, all right.
After midnight it goes to a.m. It doesn't make it morning.
What do you think Crystal says in the 5 o'clock news shows?
I had a big deal about that. I don't think 5 a.m. is morning.
Back in the
6
morning,
a.m.
you call it the night shows.
6 a.m. is morning.
Oh man, this is funny.
So if you watch
All right.
KWA today at 5 a.m., you're watching a nightly news.
When can I see the
No.
umbrella in my drink? Dinner time is evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be a poll question for the morning show.
Hey, Savannah's probably here right now.
It's Friday.
Oh,
It's Groundhog Day.
Saturday now.
it's
So yeah, she's
it's
not
not
here.
Groundhog Day anymore.
Uh,
All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up. Rain
Yeah.
tomorrow, or should I say today and tomorrow? Because it's Saturday morning right
Nope.
this guy.
Well, have a good night, Zach. But anyways, this is the morning show. That is hilarious. I can't believe that. Last look at the radar. And then
Disagree to disagree.
We're gonna shut it down. So there's the storms that are rolling in. A few rumbles of thunder. Hopefully, no more. Oh, hey, someone agrees. Says night, night all instead of
Oh, there's
morning.
good night. No, I think it's just good night, everyone.
Oh, okay. She's probably like, I'm out. I'm done.
He's
There's the
weird.
rain that's coming, and then that's it. So we've got that 5.1 earthquake that happened in Prague, 6 kilometers northwest of Prague at 11:28. It's the middle of the night, midnight. So we'll see you guys later. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for being so interactive too. That really lets us know. And Matt, if you're still watching, which I highly doubt, you were on it, man. 11:25 earthquake. You knew it.
What do I chop liver?
You knew it too.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, you
yeah.
did.
No, I
You
needed
did.
the confirmation. I think I wasn't crazy.
You felt it. You did, and I heard it. I heard it like over there. It was weird.
yeah,
it
I
was
can hear everything outside these walls.
That would be towards Oklahoma, though. That's to the west. That's where it came from.
Yeah.
Was to the west. I heard it that way. So, anyways,
Raincoat.
raincoat for Frostfest. That's right. Have a great time. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend. We out. God bless. Have a good one.